I want to say something that most people are not saying out loud. Your environment might be the reason you are still stuck. Not your talent, not your effort, not your consistency, but your environment. And I know this is uncomfortable to hear because it is easier to blame yourself than to look honestly at the people, the places, and the situation you have surrounded yourself with. But this is a conversation I had to have with myself the hard way. And I think you need to hear it too. For a long time, I had goals, I had ideas, I had a desire to do something real. But I kept finding myself in the same place month after month, not moving, not changing. And I could not understand why. I was putting in effort, I was trying, but something kept pulling me back. It took me a long time to see it clearly. The environment I was in was not built for the person I was trying to become. The conversations around me were not growth conversations. The people around me were not building anything. And slowly, without even noticing, I started shrinking my goals to fit in the room I was in. This is what environments do. They do not always stop you loudly. Most of the time, they do it quietly through small comments, through low expectations, through a version of normal that has nothing to do with where you are trying to go. So let me break down exactly how your environment could be limiting your potential right now. The first way, the people you spend the most time with. You become the average of the people closest to you. I used to think that was exaggerated, but it is not. Here is the reason why it is not. If everyone around you is comfortable staying where they are, that comfort becomes contagious. You stop pushing because nobody around you is pushing. You stop dreaming bigger because nobody around you is dreaming at all. And the second way is the conversation you have every day. If every conversation is about what is not working, who did what, and why everything is hard, that becomes your mental diet. And just like food affects your body, your conversation affects your mind. Because you cannot think like a builder if everything around you sounds like a complaint. The third way is what you consume online. Your social media feed is also an environment. If you spend hours watching content that has nothing to do with where you want to go, you are feeding a version of yourself that has no direction. Be intentional about what you watch, what you read, and what you listen to. Every piece of content you consume is either building the person you want to be or pulling you away from them. The fourth way is your physical space. The place where you work, the place where you think, the place where you create. It matters more than most people admit. A cluttered, uninspiring space produces cluttered, uninspiring output. You do not need a studio, you do not need an expensive equipment. You just need a space that tells your brain this is where we build. Now, I want to be clear about something. I am not saying cut off everyone around you, cut off your family, stay away from your family. No, I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying your environment defines you completely or that you have no control over who you become. What I am saying is be honest with yourself about what your environment is actually doing to you. Ask yourself these questions. Firstly, after I spend time with these people, do I feel more motivated or less? After I scroll for an hour, do I feel inspired or empty? After a day in my space, did I create something or just survive the day? Those answers will tell you everything you need to know. You can have all the talents in the world, but if you are planting yourself in the soil that was not made for you, you will never grow. So changing your environment means changing the outcome of your environment. If this is different for you, share it with someone who needs to hear it right now. And subscribe because this is exactly the kind of honest conversation we have on this channel every week. I am Jovex and we grow together. I will see you in my next video.